let's talk a little bit about the Foreign Service career. All of our Pickering Fellows who successfully complete the program requirements and meet the Foreign Service entry requirements, including receiving and obtaining and maintaining their clearances, will receive employment with the State Department Foreign Service as Foreign Service generalists. They will serve out a 5-year service obligation, though I will tell you that most of our fellows still remain in the department as Foreign Service officers. We have had Pickering Fellows who have reached the highest levels of career service folks, including ambassadorial positions. We have folks who serve as the Deputy Chief of Mission, which is the second top position at an embassy. We have folks who are serving as assistant secretaries in the department here in Washington, D.C. And it really is quite a meaningful and rewarding, as well as dynamic and challenging career. Our Foreign Service officers represent U.S. foreign policy interests overseas, so the work that they're doing is quite unique. Oftentimes, the day-to-day operations of an embassy, or even here in the Washington, D.C. area, where many of our fellows spend some time during their career, is quite dynamic. It doesn't look the same every day. So if you are the type of person that is intellectually curious, that likes to change your roles and the positions it is that you're focused on, this is a job for you. Our Foreign Service officers will often change posts or rotations every 2 to 3 years over the course of their career, giving them an opportunity to work on lots of different types of policy and engage with lots of different types of communities around the world. Our Foreign Service officers are worldwide available, which means that they can serve in any of the 270 plus locations where we have U.S. embassy consulates or missions. And that means that the work that they're doing can look really different depending on where it is that they are. All of our Pickering Fellows will come into the State Department through the A100 training class, which is the 6-week training class that all Foreign Service officers, Foreign Service officer generalists complete. Following their A100 experience, they will receive additional training, whether it's related to the career track that they've chosen or whether it's related to language training. Yes, the department will invest in your language training if you are going to a place in the world where you may not have the proficiency that you need to do the job that you are assigned. So the 5-year service obligation for our fellows often will blow by. Many of our fellows remain in the Foreign Service long after their 5-year service obligation because the nature of the work is quite dynamic and gives them an opportunity to really see the impact of the work it is that they're doing. Our Foreign Service officers usually fall within our Foreign Service generalists fall into 5 career tracks that include consular, management, political, economic, and public diplomacy. And the work that our officers do can range based on their career track, but I'll just give you an idea of some of the different types of portfolios that Foreign Service officers work on. They are managing the facilities at an embassy or consulate, which means that they are managing lots of resources, both in terms of people and items. Think motor pool and housing, and making sure that other Foreign Service officers have a place to stay when they are relocating overseas. We have our consular officers who work on American citizen services and ensuring that those who are interested in studying and visiting the United States have the visas and the paperwork to come to the United States, and ensuring that our borders are secure so that those who may not have the best intentions in coming to the United States are not permitted to enter. We also have our political and our economic officers who work very closely on providing reports back to Washington, D.C. on critical foreign policy issues, often providing recommendations and liaising with senior level officials in country related to a whole host of foreign policy related issues. And then we have our public diplomacy officers who are often engaging with the local communities, doing presentations about studying English in the United States or administering funding opportunities, grant opportunities for students and scholars to spend from that country to spend time in the United States and vice versa. Think about the Fulbright program. Many of our Foreign Service officers work on with Fulbright scholars both to and from the United States. So the work of our Foreign Service officers is quite dynamic. We will be doing several webinars throughout the course of the next couple of weeks before the application deadline to give you a sense more about what the Foreign Service lifestyle and career looks like. We'll invite Foreign Service officers to speak about their experiences as well, so that you as potential applicants will also have a better insight into what the career is that you're signing up for. So the application deadline for the 2022 Pickering Foreign Affairs application is due on September 22nd, 2021 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can access the materials all the way up until the deadline. You do have to submit your application in order for us to submit as final in order for us to consider your application as complete. You can submit as final any time up until the application deadline. You can also edit your application at any time before the deadline. So even though you've submitted as final, maybe you come back and you say, oh, I need to edit this one thing. You can do that. You have, again, up until midnight of the 22nd to do that. You can visit our website, and I would encourage you to, the pickeringfellowship.org website, where we have a whole host of resources, additional resources about crafting a competitive application. We will post our events here. You will also see information about clearances, obligations, and benefits laid out pretty in great detail on our website. If you do have additional follow-on questions, please feel free to email us at pickeringfellowship@howard.edu, and we will get back in touch with you within 48 hours of your question, of having received your question. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook, where we continually provide updates about the application, tips, provide tips and profiles of our fellows. It is a great place to get to know our fellows and their experiences, and a little bit more about what you might expect as a Pickering Fellow. Thank you again for your interest in the Pickering Fellowship Program, and we look forward to receiving your application.